Hi again and welcome. Rita Lucas from Gringo to Tico, and today we're going to talk about why we choose to live here in the jungle, what keeps us here, why we love it as much as we do, and we do love it here. You know, part of it is that back in Canada I had a health issue, and that health issue caused me to be in a lot of pain, discomfort, chronic fatigue, those kinds of things. And I discovered over the years from 2000 when I first came to Costa Rica and over the years coming here more and more each year that when I was here, my health issues were non-existent. So that was part of what perked it up and made me pay attention to things and decided to build that first house way back in 2008. And the longer I'm here, the healthier I am. And it has to do with a number of things. Part of it definitely is climate. The warm, the heat, the moisture, the living inside that Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer we're in, close to the equator, that living close to sea level as opposed to Calgary, Alberta, Canada, which is very high, very dry all year round, and that coldness that's almost always there, except for those few days in July and August and maybe into September. You might get 6 to 8 days where it's warm, where it's really warm. That's my biggest thing is I'm healthier here. Part of it is, like I was saying, the climate. The other part of it, I believe, is there's no pollution here. We have no jet trails, contrails, whatever those are called. We may have one or two little airplanes fly over us here every day, depending on the season, that are flying to Palmar Norte or maybe further south into Panama. We have fewer cars. We don't have cities close to us, so we don't have that congestion of vehicles and that vehicle exhaust. We don't have the exhaust from furnaces and heating and cooling systems going on. So our air is clean, pure, because we live in the jungle, that oxygen creating machine that it is. They tell us that the oxygen here is 40%, or the air here, pardon me, is 40% more oxygen than it is in, say, Alberta, Canada, where we're from. Our vegetables and fruit are fresh, what we don't pick off our property where we grow, our bananas, our papayas, our plantains, our yucca, papachilacanis, which are indigenous potatoes, raising our fresh chickens and having our own fresh free-range eggs. Going to the stores, and our favorite store is in Palmar Norte, the Hermanos Moros, and I usually go on Monday every 2 weeks to do my shopping. And the produce there is coming off the truck as I arrive there Monday mornings, and it was on the farm a day or 2 days prior to that. So it is still really, really fresh. All those enzymes and that nutrition and that magical stuff that's in fresh food is still there. Whereas in Alberta, when I would go to Safeway or the co-op or wherever I was going to buy my produce, it was often a year old. The eggs in our stores frequently were a year old. They had been stored in warehouses. Apples, produce, most of the time, 75% or more was stored in warehouses with gas to keep it fresh and alive looking and all of that stuff. Six months to a year, depending on what it was. So to have really fresh stuff makes so much difference. Our meat is often fresher than what we would really like, because we're used to beef that's been aged for 18 to 24 days, depending on where you're from and what you like. But frequently my pork and beef were alive this morning when I go to buy it from our special guy named Bernie in Coronado at my favorite butcher shop. So that means I age my beef in my fridge at home. No big deal. You put it in a plastic bag and you forget about it. I mean, it's the same as what happens when they age it in a cooler in the abattoir. Our chicken is, well, we raise our own, so it's fresh, and then I freeze it, freshly frozen. Again, the eggs here, you do not have to refrigerate your eggs when you buy them from the store. The reason being, number one, they're fresh. Number two is they have not been washed and bleached and scrubbed to make them all look white and beautiful like we're all expect in North America. So they still have the natural protection on it, so you don't have to put it in the fridge. You are not going to get salmonella from our eggs. The chickens are not in great, huge, containerized production facilities. Even when you buy them in the store, they're not the great big production facilities that they come from in North America. So our eggs are fresh, alive, safe. Just like our water here is safe to drink pretty much anywhere in Costa Rica. I don't like to drink the water in San Jose, but that's a personal preference. I don't know what it is. I just don't like to. I bring my own water from here. Where we get our water, it comes out of a spring. Yes, we chlorinate it slightly because the lines can tend to get contaminated over a period of time because trees fall on the lines and things happen and they get broken and dirt gets in from the Venturi effect. It comes in and it can lay in the low areas and we can eventually get contamination, and we've had that happen. So we do a slight chlorination just to keep the lines clean and deal with that contamination that occurs because we can't flush 30 some kilometers worth of tubo line. So we're drinking fresh, healthy water, we have fresh, clean air, and we have fresh, real food. So that's a bunch of the biggest reasons why we love to live here in Costa Rica. And it doesn't cost us a fortune to do it. In North America, you're buying it organic food and organic produce that costs you so much more. And here, it may not be organic, but at least it's fresh and real and alive. That's my thing. So that's the spiel about that kind of stuff today. And I'm Rita Lucas. This is from Gringo to Tico. Check me out on Facebook and watch my blogs.